Once again, War Thunder is ramping up with a new event, and also a Battle Pass season is coming to the game. As well with the Battle Pass, we're now having a score event, which will be the PTZ 83-130, which will be a very fun vehicle for China. But at the same time, we're getting a new Battle Pass season, which will have the USS Flagstaff, a copy-paste P-51C, and finally Sweden's first heavy tank, which is the Krung's Tiger, which is just a Tiger 2P. Now, I know many of you will say this Battle Pass season sucks, and to be honest, it's not 100% the best one that we've ever had, but a Battle Pass season is very subjective. I know some people are going to be very excited to see a Tiger within the Sweden tech tree, but at the same time, I just wish it was better. You know, it'd be cool if we didn't have a copy-paste P-51. It'd be cool if we didn't really have a copy-paste Tiger, but, you know, it is what it is at the end of the day for Battle Pass seasons, and it's just kind of an average one at best, for me at least. Now, what my main problem is with this Battle Pass season is the way the Gaijin has been treating nations that do not have access to heavy tanks. And just so we know, Italy is included with this, with your Tigers. I'm not, discluding it at all within this video. But at the same time, it's one of those things that Gaijin has been doing lately of where a nation needs a particular thing, and for some reason they put it as a premium. We've seen this with the Tigers. We're now seeing it with the Krung's Tiger, and it is just very annoying the way that Gaijin has been putting these heavy tanks within the game. So Gaijin has been putting these vehicles as premiums, which means to have a heavy tank for Sweden, you'll now need to pay money. Same for Italy. Now, you might not see that as a huge issue with War Thunder, but at the same time, you have dailies, you have specials, you also have just random tasks that they might throw at you that require the use of a heavy tank. And this is a very huge problem if you're like a one nation main where you only play Italy or Sweden, so you don't have any free options to actually do these tasks. What makes this issue even worse is a quote from Gaijin saying that they know the Swedish Tiger is one of the only options Sweden would get for a heavy tank. So I'm asking a serious question here to Gaijin. If you know this is one of the only options that Sweden has for a heavy tank, I mean, discounting the KV-1B or the Finnish KV-1s, for example. If you know this is the only one that you would add within the game, why are you putting it in as a premium? Now, I don't blame Espen for this. I really don't. He's just really the messenger. The person that I'm directing this to is like BVVD, which has a ton of sway into what kind of vehicles come into the game. Or the marketing team, which was like, for some reason, we need to put this in as a premium so people have to pay for it, and it would just make us money. Like, parity is so important within War Thunder, and not just for like nations that have, similar vehicles at similar BRs, for example. They need to have access to be able to do other things within the game, like doing their dailies for heavy tank tasks. Like, if you're a Sweden main, the only thing that you can do is one, go play another tech tree to get a heavy tank, or two, just like change that task until it's not a heavy tank task anymore. So you're out of options for that, and it's just sad at the end of the day of things that is the case. I mean, clearly from the quote, we're not going to see like a Finnish KV-1B because they can't balance the thing whenever it comes to the German tech tree. And if you put one in as a tech tree vehicle, for example, it's probably just going to go to 4.7 because the thing's insane and people just do really good in it. It's very OP. And the reason that people love it in the German tech tree is because it's a market vehicle and it's really never going to go up from 4.0. So it is at the end of the day of things what it is. But the other thing that people will probably say is, where's the Kranvang? And, where's that heavy tank? And the only problem with that one is that it was only a hull. The vehicle itself was never really made into anything. And the only time that vehicle might actually come to War Thunder is through the Dreams Come True event, which is for vehicles that, maybe would not see the biggest, light of day of things with War Thunder, or, they have something unique about them, which would make them very cool. And that's a Kranvagen for you. It's a heavy tank, but it was only the hull that was made, and the gun that they proposed for it is a very insane gun for War Thunder in general. It's just sad that Gaijin actually acknowledged that these, at least for Sweden, this could be the only heavy tank. And possibly for Italy, it's the same. The Tigers will be one of the only heavy tanks that they'll have. And they did the big brain move of putting these as premiums, which means that less people have access to them. Oh, and there's one thing that I also forgot. This isn't the first time that Gaijin has actually done this. They did this to the Japanese tech tree, where they added the heavy tank number 6 as a premium instead of adding it into the tech tree, which means Japan also does not have access to a tech tree premium, or even just a premium in general, because I think this is a marketplace vehicle now, where it's just insanely priced of actually doing heavy tank tasks. So Japan, Italy, Sweden, Israel, all three of these nations have issues of not having a particular class of tank, which just means that they're just worse than every other nation for doing tasks and doing events and doing all kind of stuff whenever it comes to heavy tanks. I mean, it really would not surprise me at this point if the next Battle Pass season is the Israeli IS-3. I mean, it would just be a very nice premium to add for Israel. And then it just does the same thing of where, there's a heavy tank that should be in a tech tree that they add as a premium. It would not surprise me one bit if that's what actually happens within an Israeli tech tree. Now, at the end of the day, the Israeli tech tree already suffers from other problems of just copy-paste, Magog syndrome, and all that sort of stuff. And an IS-3 really isn't going to change things for their tech tree. But it does give access to people who only play Israel, which I don't think is very possible unless you buy a premium, access to a heavy tank. So, I don't know. It's just a very annoying thing within War Thunder. I wish that they would quit doing this because they did it to 3 tech trees now if we include Japan, of where they just add a vehicle which is a heavy tank as a premium when the tech tree is just lacking them completely. So you may ask, dog, will they actually change this? And they probably won't. I mean, at the end of the day, I assume they expect players to not start with these tech trees in general so they have access to heavy tanks and other tech trees like the American, Russian, or German tech trees. It would just be nice if all nations had some sort of parity. And I don't mean having the same vehicles. I mean having the same abilities whenever it comes to doing events, whenever it comes to doing specials, whenever it comes to doing the daily tasks or your battle pass challenges. Having parity within that, I think, is incredibly important. And with them adding these vehicles as premiums, just does not give access to people who are free to plays or who have no intention of grinding out this battle pass. Because think about it in this way: the Krung's Tiger, which is coming in this battle pass season, once this battle pass is gone, it will pretty much be very impossible to get that vehicle unless you go to the Gaijin market. If you're on console, you're just completely out of luck. But if you go to the Gaijin market, most of the time the battle pass vehicles are insanely priced. So it definitely is an issue whenever it comes to the game. And I really do wish they would fix it whenever it comes to that as well. So yeah, the new battle pass is coming. I do have a video on how to complete it very efficiently. It will be at the top right of your screen. Now, I highly recommend doing this season if you want a premium, rank 4 premium for Sweden, that will also be a heavy tank, so you're able to do battle pass challenges in the future with that tech tree as well. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next War Thunder video.